Welcome to the channel. My name is Mary. If you're new here, this is my container garden I'm standing in. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 ways in which you can save money or even stop spending money at the supermarket, the produce section, or your farmer's market. Simple and easy as long as you have somewhere to grow food. All right. For the past year, we've been to the market once to do a full shop and maybe twice to just pick up something like maybe onions. And that's coming from us visiting the market every week, spending over 5,000, 8,000, upwards to 15,000 at the market, buying produce that we need to use in our home daily. So it took time for us to learn how to get rid of that cost and also how to get food that we enjoy. And these 3 steps, they're simple and easy for any one of us who are able to plant. Alright, so come along and let me just share with you, and I hope by the end of this video you're motivated to start planting. Maybe not 99% of your produce like I do, but start at 5% even. Alright, so let's go. Tip number 1, guys. Plant what you use every single day. Who doesn't use scallion and thyme every day in their cooking? Plant whatever you use. And most of the time, the herbs that we use in the kitchen, they're fairly easy to grow. I've had this thyme here for 1 year now, and it is still producing. What you can do is to, whenever it gets big and bushy, you can harvest off most of it, dry it, and have it inside to use in your kitchen. For scallion, those I purchased in the beginning, I've not had luck with them growing from seed, so I purchased those in the beginning and I use the green, plant the lower section of it as I'm showing you here, and then I harvest from this daily in order to use in the kitchen. The thing we use in the kitchen on a daily are peppers. These are sweet peppers that I have growing in the garden. Banana peppers, bell peppers, and these we use every single day. Whether we're eating them raw or cooked in our meals, we use them every day. So I plant tons of these. We also use a lot of hot peppers, and so I plant a lot of those too. We're a family who enjoys fish. We love all sorts of fish, canned fish, fresh fish, and so we use a lot of pickles. These are cayenne peppers, and I also mix these with the banana peppers to tone it down a bit to make my own homemade pickles to, well, they're pepper pickles, yes. And also powder. I use my cayenne pepper to make cayenne pepper powder to use on eggs and so on, because we much rather to eat the cayenne pepper than black pepper. So yes, plant a lot of what you need to use in your kitchen, your cooking on a daily basis. This is Scotch bonnet pepper. These are our favorite peppers to grow, hot peppers that is, to grow in the garden. And this is because it is so versatile. We use this in soups, stews. We use this in rice and peas, rundown, you name it. This is the best flavored pepper in the garden, and hence we try to grow a lot of it and all year round. If you take good care of this particular pepper, you can have it in your garden, whether it's in the ground or in containers, for years and years. Whenever you see it looking a little old like this, you harvest off the peppers, cut it back, and it will spring back and continue producing for years for you. Oh, you know, this is the real Scotch bonnet, is the shape. It's similar to a patty pan shape, and or we call it a flying saucer pepper. It is absolutely delicious and flavorful. It's hot, extremely spicy, but when you put it in your food all just like this, the flavor is to die for. So yes, I encourage you to do that. All right, let's move on to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is planting what your family loves to eat. It is important that you have a garden, but even more so if you're planting what you're actually eating. No, callaloo, whether it is the red or the green, is the most consumed item in our garden. We absolutely love it, and we try to have this in the garden all year round. Unfortunately, the pests love this thing just as much as we do, but I find that they attack the red one, the green one, I'm sorry, more so than the red, so I am planting more of the red. We still have green in the garden, and we still love to eat both of them, but I plant more red in order for us to have callaloo all the time. But there are tons of stuff in the garden that my family enjoy, and we try to keep it going right throughout the year in order for us not to spend a lot of money buying the things we love to eat fresh. Another of those things is my collard greens. At first we did not know how to eat it because it was a little tough when I cook it at first, but after learning how to prepare collard greens, we are enjoying this along with our callaloo, fresh callaloo for breakfast, and it's absolutely amazing. All this need is a little longer cook time on the stove, and you'll enjoy it just as much as you enjoy the callaloo. We love this thing, and it continues to produce for this has been here for more than 6 months, and as long as we keep harvesting the bigger leaves, it continues to produce, and it is extremely hot, and I'm seeing no sign of it going to seed. So this is awesome to plant in your garden. Just cook it the right way and you'll enjoy it as well. This pumpkin is huge. Huge. I am not exaggerating. And this is a volunteer pumpkin. So guys, please embrace your volunteers in your garden. We cook soup at least once per week, and the main ingredient in all our soups is pumpkin. So we absolutely love having pumpkin in the garden. Unfortunately, for some parts of the year, it just does not produce in my garden. So what I do is I cut them in cubes, freeze them, and have them throughout the year, rather than to waste it and then I have to buy. I don't like buying pumpkins. They're unpredictable, and I don't like them watery. So whenever I'm able to grow my own, I allow it to stay on the vine until it literally dries up, so the pumpkin is nice and dense and makes the most creamy soups. We also use this to make pumpkin rice. I don't like to eat it per se. I don't like sweet food, but my husband and children, they eat the pumpkin meat. I enjoy it in rice and in soups. So yes guys, this is one of the things that I always try to grow enough of to freeze and have to last throughout the year. It's a favorite in our garden. I'm just cherishing this one. Guys, next to the pumpkin, I don't know if there are 3 things at the top of our list of favorites, and I'm going to show you the next one right after this. I'm not sure which order I'm to place them, first, second, or third, but this is another favorite for our family, cabbages. We purchase this every time we go to the market. Prior to me growing my own, we purchase cabbage every time. It's a must on the list. Cabbage is from the soup, whether it's the supermarket or the market. We purchase cabbage. We love this in coleslaw, steamed cabbage, tossed salads, stir fries, you name it, we eat cabbage in there. So this is a must plant for us, and I've failed at this so many times, but I finally got it right, and I'll show you a clip of my last 2 that I harvested. I'll just show you a clip to show you I'm finally doing it right. I am successful now at growing cabbages, and I am so happy about it. Now let's move on to our next very favorite thing to have, and hence I plant a lot of it. Guys, these are my lovely corns that I have growing in these 2 containers. My baby will only eat corn. Apart from fruits, he will only eat corn from the garden. and we absolutely love corns, so I tend to plant it. I don't have any growing that is producing now, but every time I plant corn, I boil them, well, blanch them and store them in the freezer, so I'm able to make them in my soup and or just boil them and eat them like that. So never mind not seeing any in the garden that is producing and me harvesting from, I always have a stash of corn stored in my freezer that I grow myself in my garden. So yes, that is tip number 2. Always grow what your family loves to eat. Tip number 3, guys, succession planting. Plant in succession. That way you will always have a constant supply of food growing in your garden. I currently have 3 sets of sweet potatoes growing in my garden. Apart from the failed attempt, I have 3 sets of sweet potatoes, 2 varieties and 3 sets. One each planted 3 months before the other. So I'm able to harvest now, harvest 3 months from now, and in between, of course, because I don't plan to harvest all of the sweet potatoes all at once. Growing up in the country, we never took out the vines from the field. We always have a sweet potato field, and we search for the mature tubers and allow the others to continue growing. That way we had sweet potatoes all year round growing in the garden. So that's one of the things that you're able to plant once and reap for the entire year. Or sweet potatoes. I have 1 patch here and I have 1 patch down here. Down here has 2 different, I planted that at 2 different times in the patch I have down here. Guys, can you see my body is growing back? After the storm, guys, I'm not going to bother harvest it. I'm going to allow it to mature. But there, that's where I have the other set of potatoes. And another thing that I plant in succession, there are so many mosquitoes, guys. Another thing I plant in succession are well, I plant almost everything in succession, but I'll just show you a few today. These are my okra plants. These were destroyed by the hurricane, and I still have some that I am harvesting from, but I have these that I replanted. So once the plant I'm about to show you stop producing, these will start to produce for me. And as I said, I plant almost everything in succession apart from the long-term fruits and veggies. Everything once I'm seeing where it's about to stop producing, I start planting new plants. Guys, right here I have my cucumbers. I try to plant these in succession, but the bugs the bugs are too much for us, so we tend to lose them before the next crop come in. But the corns, it's one of our favorite, so we always have. Those ones are getting out of the containers. These ones are just coming up. And then up there I have some that is between those and these. So I always have corn coming. This is the okra plant I mentioned earlier, and I have to harvest from these every single day. This one is ready. I think this one is too old, but I have 2 on there to harvest. And so yeah, we have these to harvest from to enjoy on a daily basis while watching those grow. Before you know it, those ones will be ready, because this plant is one of those that grow extremely fast. Yeah, extremely fast. Guys, my banana tree is growing back. I am just so happy, guys. So yes, guys, just to recap, I just love down in this section of the garden. Look at my Cersei bush, guys. My Cersei vine is going crazy. We'll be able to make Cersei tea from this soon. And my sugarcane, guys, I saved it from the hurricane. Just to recap, the 3 ways in which you can either save a lot of money or just stop going to the supermarket. Number 1, you plant what you use on a daily. Number 2, you plant what your family enjoys and loves to eat. And number 3, you plant in succession in order for you to constantly get food all year round from your garden. All right, I hope you took something away from this video today. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you as always. If you're watching and you've not subscribed, please go ahead, press that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you will be notified whenever I post another video. Please remember to like and leave your comments, share with your friend, guys, because if you like my videos, chances are your friend will like it too. All right, thank you so much. Bye bye. I can make Cersei tea. Yeah.